once we're done.
Well, we'll see. It depends how much you drag my team, I guess. And how calm I am when I decide to go to sleep.
I guess we will have to see then, huh? Oh, great. Welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, Crunk Chocolates, a show where we break verbal bread with the quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponents. If you're just enjoying the first 15 minutes, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I hope you enjoy yourself. If you want the full episode, $6 a month on our Patreon. Check our episode descriptions. There's a link to the Patreon. $6 a month gets you all sorts of most dope, amazing episodes. Check us out. And you can hear the 15 minutes of each episode later this week. Asil Tuafali, the episode with her drops. Lebanese French player, really big into, she has a PhD in sports management and sports sociology. So definitely had some fun conversations about growing the women's game, her favorite players, what's overrated, underrated, and talk some French women's football, how it can grow, and even some London City Lioness because of Michelle King. So yeah, it was a nice conversation. But today we're here to talk Tottenham coming to the Etihad super early in the season. Thomas Frank, Kudus, Tottenham, are they serious yet? I don't know. We're going to find out thanks to today's guest. We've had her on before. She's become a favorite of ours. Despite the club she's affiliated with. You know, they try so hard. They're good people. Shout out to Hometown Glory. Shout out to Gold Diggers. J Gang, give it up. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me back.
Of course.
Thank you. I am a nice person. I don't have beef with City. So, yeah, I feel like I like coming on. We're about to clash. I know we are. But at the same time, I don't mind seeing you guys do well. You know, when we're not competing with, most of the time we're not competing against each other for anything.
Exactly.
So, yeah, good vibes.
Again, just have a few awful memories in cup competitions against Tottenham. And well, other than that, other than those, yes, good things. Not a problem at all. You do have some players where we'll get to that I am like low-key rooting for, hopeful for, things like that. Wow. But let's get to this first question. I mean, I had you on before. You've answered this question, but I'm sure you have a long list as to why you love your club, or you can just, this club is great for this. This club is great for this. This club is great for that. So I'm just going to continuously ask you, like, why do you love your club, or what's a best attribute about Tottenham? This is kind of a way to like flex or show how much you love that club.
Yeah, I think for me, I didn't. Well, to be honest, I said this, but I didn't get a choice because my dad's a Spurs fan. But I think the reason why I've continued to invest my time and energy in this team, I think it's one of those things that it's the hope that kills. But finally, this summer, I delivered on that hope, and that hope brought me the European trophy and all of the years of pain and suffering and resilience that I've needed to show. Yeah, it's been nice. I would actually describe us out of the London clubs, because I feel like for most people, apart from
all 500 London teams,
yeah. But I feel like in terms of you obviously get the Londoners who annoyingly support Manchester United a bit for glory hunting purposes over the years. But I feel like if you compare us to your Arsenals, to your Chelseas, to your West Ham, I feel like we're a humble fan base in terms of we're easy to get along with. I don't think we're not arrogant in terms of our attitude, and it's kind of we're there because we're a big brand and we happen to be rivals to many teams kind of within London. But I feel like we play well realistically with like the other big six fan bases apart from Arsenal and Chelsea. So yeah, I'm always just kind of like, listen, I watch you guys, you're doing your thing. You know, I looked at that investment that was obviously made really like many years ago, but it's paid off for you guys. And yeah, you know, especially in recent seasons, I need you to do well because if it means that Arsenal don't win the league, I will happily co-sign and support what you're
doing. Oh yeah, Tottenham. This has been interesting. What this whole process these last few years, and I don't know. It seems like the Kudus purchase was a big money. I mean, even like I like the Ange signing on in general, bringing him on. Obviously, you saw the way that it went, but then the Thomas Frank, that was really where I went. Wait, are Tottenham for real now? Is this like a thing? Is he serious? Wait, what is this happening? Do I have to actually worry about Tottenham now?
You know what? I think we might be back. I think we might be back because I think from what I've seen in pre-season, this looks like a team. We look like a team that are going to be like tactically astute, hard to beat, flexible with a game plan for the opposition that we're playing. And like, you know, the PSG game, obviously we lost on penalties and it was frustrated in the way that we lost. But to hold that PSG team for 80 odd minutes, I know, and I have so much love and respect for Ange because he's won us that trophy. But I also know that if we had set up and played his system, we would have lost that game 10-0. So I do feel like we're going to be back amongst it. I'm not saying we're not good enough, I think, to be in a title race, but in terms of that kind of race for European football in and around the top four, I feel like we're back. And I look at what gives me confidence at the moment is nobody knows how we're going to set up because so far it's been different game plans for the different teams that we've played in pre-season. Then PSG was very different to how we played against Burnley. And I really like Thomas Frank, actually. My godfather is a Brentford fan, so I followed them, actually. They've been like my second team. Like Griffin Park was the first ground that I went to when I was a kid that wasn't Spurs. So I've kind of always kind of followed them, kept an eye on them. And then it's been a weird few years because I've seen them being like, it's Brentford to, Brentford are in the Premier League now. Brentford are finishing above us. So that's been a hard transition to make, and my godfather gloating. But yeah, I think we've got a really good manager. We've made some good signings. There are some potential signings, obviously, that we're looking to make. One of them including one of yours.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think if we can get a couple just to add, it feels like there's a change this summer where we're adding quality to the starting 11 rather than just signing children. And that's how we're not going to finish 17th. And I look and think if we do get Eze done, if Pep eventually lets Savinho come to us, I look at that and think we are back.
You're not getting Savio. Sorry. And if you do, actually, I lie. Let me say this. You're not getting Savio for anything less than 83 million.
In which currency are you quoting me here?
Pounds, because euros would make that like 90. So
yeah,
we'll do pounds.
Okay. Well, that would be our record signing by the big stretch. I don't know. His agents seem to have flown over and are in the country. So we'll see how it plays out.
75 plus some decent incentives, 80 plus some not so decent incentives. You know, you talk to your people, get back to us. That is when we will let Savio go. But you know, we have a stance, and no less.
Yeah. And to be fair, I'm not sure if our clubs like each other after the Harry Kane
Yeah.
than
No,
actually.
it's not
So I
great.
can't. Yeah, I can't. I
Not
can't.
great.
To be honest, there really not many clubs that like negotiated with Daniel Levy. He's terrible. But yeah, I kind of feel like there's probably some bad blood there because we never let Kane go. So
Mm-hmm.
we shall
That's
see.
why I said 85 million, 92 million, and he's all yours. You see how I'm just going to keep raising the price.
Yeah, I know. Literally, the price has gone up by like 10 million in 1 minute.
I a silly thing that I got called out by Tom Bomb on the pod about. So I wanted to ask you and see your thoughts on this. Last year, broadcasters were made aware when talking about Tottenham Hotspur. That's what it is. Say the full name, either Tottenham Hotspur or if you want to use the short abbreviation, Spurs. But do not just say Tottenham. Do not just say Tottenham. And I will say, I remember I was talking to Sheffield United person, and another person came in, and I just said Sheffield, and they're like, "Which Sheffield?" And I was like, with the United person, it's like, bro, what are you talking about? And they're like, say which one, it makes a difference. And same thing, yeah, you know, City, we're not the only city, so I should say Man City. Like, I get the idea of it, but to reach out to the broadcaster, what did you hear about this? When you heard about this, I guess, how does this whole thing sit with you?
Yeah, do you know what? The Sheffield one I can understand because there's a big rivalry between Sheffield
Yes,
United
yep.
and Sheffield
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, right? So it's kind of like, which one are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
There is no other Hotspur that we are talking about. So I did hear about it and I just thought it's just pathetic. Like, for me, my terminology, and you probably heard me say it, I usually refer to my team as I'm Spurs or I'm Tottenham. And I very rarely use Tottenham Hotspur because why would I be so formal in conversation? Because what I don't need to explain because there's not another Tottenham version of a different
Yeah.
team. And I just think, to be honest, I just think it's pathetic. I think it's stupid. If you meet other fans, so how I kind of do it, if I know that I'm talking to somebody that's probably in and around London, has a good knowledge of the teams, and I feel like they know football, I will go, I support Spurs. They know exactly who I'm talking about. If I'm like, I'm not really sure if this person's into football, I'll be like, I support Tottenham. Because I'm never in my life will I say Tottenham Hotspur. What? It even makes me feel uncomfortable to say it because there's no need for it. And I think to write to broadcasters, I'm like, why are you rebranding away from our identity? And you hear it even when players talk, they'll say Tottenham. So it just feels really feels really pointless. And I'm like, what are you then trying to do with Spurs as the nickname? Where are you trying to push that brand? And I just think, there are certain things where I feel like you've got to respect the culture and the heritage, and there's certain things that you shouldn't lose. And I feel like trying to cut out the Tottenham, that's the club is named after the area that it is in. The area is called Tottenham. That we are N17, and we represent our area. So to kind of be like, don't call us after the town that we're based in. I just think it's stupid.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah, it's a mouthful. It's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know. I can tell everybody else. I can tell. I'm gonna play this for Tom and be like, "See, Tom, shut up." He said I could say it. You shut up. Thank you.
Yeah, carry on. Tottenham. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, well, let's talk about some of the moves that Tottenham has made. They made the Matthias Tells loan a permanent thing. Oh, Mohamed Kudus, you saved João Paulinho from misery in Germany.
Yeah. And Kevin Danso's loan as well. has been made
Yeah, I
permanent.
made that permanent.
Yeah. To be fair, I think making loans permanent, you don't have the kind of
Yeah.
new player bounce because you're like, well, you were just here before in the last season. So, but I think as a pure defender, I think Kevin Danso will probably thrive more under Thomas Frank than he would have done with Ange, because I think there's less of a requirement to be really good on the ball. So actually, when it comes to maybe playing a back three system